Savior, you know they use me, they play.
And that's how the week started, on a very high positive note. Yes, a note that left us all laughing and smiling. And of course, this week wasn't anything short of amazing on the Nigerian Idol Season 9 2024 edition, as contestants came and sang their hearts out. I mean, we had a lot of talents this week, and I'm going to unload and offload everything I think about every audition and the audition in general. So, once again, you're welcome to the Lady Jackson channel. Let's get right into it. And now, finally, Nice came on the show the third week, but of course, he did well to introduce himself. I never knew his real name was Alexander. I thought Nice was a Muslim. He has an English Christian name, so I guess his mom was probably a Christian or something. And then, of course, he says that he's here to find that idol that will wow him and get him on his feet. So, of course, in no particular order as usual. It might be according to the way the show went or not according, but I'm just going to mention the way I, got my indications down. So the first for the night is General Makinde. You guys just heard him earlier. He's 30 years old and is bold. He said he's ready to wow the judges, and then he came and sang the song, Jesus, they use me, they play. Savior, they... Of course, it was beautiful to watch that we worshiped God, but of course, that voice was not giving for the show. And of course, the next 3 or 4 contestants, about 2 guys and 2 ladies, also flopped. There was a 16-year-old girl. Everybody just sang. They didn't present. The last 2 guys actually tried. You could see that they had some form of good voice, but they didn't prepare well. But the 2 ladies, it was a no. They all got no's. So literally, the first 4 or 5 auditions were no's. We then had Gracia, Gracias, whatever way you want to pronounce the name, but I just have to play with it. She is 25 years old, from Benue State. She is a single child of a single mother, and she had issues when she was growing up with hormonal imbalance and precocious puberty, where she was growing faster and older than her age mates, and they were body shaming her and all that. It affected her, and the music was what helped. Now, one thing that caught my attention about this lady is that her and her mother speaks clean, clear, bold in the way they talk. They are bold. Like, the tonal sound of their voice is smooth. I loved it, and I was like, this girl could probably sing. And then when she sang, you got one night only, that's all I have to spend. One night only, let's not pretend to care. God. Now, I didn't do it the way she did it. Her voice was bold, strong, pitchy, growl. Everything was on point. And the first thing I told myself when hearing her sing was that, compared to the first person that sang this one night only, I think first week or second week, this girl is another person who deserved a platinum ticket. But she not get that much. She just got 3 yeses and was pushed to the theater week, which I really didn't like. Next, we had Lil Queen, a 23-year-old who said that she's here to wow the world and put out herself there, that people don't believe in her. At a point, she started crying that people don't believe that she can sing, and she's here to become one of the biggest female artists in the whole earth. That is her dream, because people don't believe in her. Now, Nice said he believes in her and that she should sing.
I'll always remember.
and I don't know the song she was singing because her phonetic pronunciation of the words and the way she was singing, I was trying to, chase and understand what she was doing, and it did not give. It was sad because they had to stop her, and Nice was like, I actually don't believe in you, I'm sorry, because I was supposed to be enjoying the singing and I didn't enjoy it. This girl did not wait for them to say anything, whether the yes or no, and she walked off the stage. Next was Mayo music from Benue State. Benue people, they sing. I think we have more people from Benue State in this season than any other season. He said he was on the show last year, and he got to the top 29 before the top 10 for the live shows, but was knocked off. He says he's here to take it all. He sang Sam Smith, oh, won't you stay with me? 'Cause you're all I need. This love is clear to see. Yes, darling, stay with me. I'm playing too much.
Yes, it's true, I'm not good, I don't want that stand.
Mayo music can sing. Hey, okay, no, he's not from Benue State. He is from Delta. You see, the show and the video editors of this show, they made a mistake. He put Gracia's name during his own audition and put her own state, and that was wrong to do. Anyways, he got 3 yeses, and the first thing that came to my mind was that he had a lot of riffs. He sings very amazing. I don't think if I start, well, it's not that I don't think, but such a person would, give me a run for my money if we were to do a sing-off. He sings amazing, but he scales a lot, and omawumi was warning him to be careful about that. Next was Professor Kelvin. I've seen Professor Kelvin on The Voice Nigeria about 2 or 3 seasons. He was also in the last season of Nigerian Idol season 8. He's 27 years old, and then he said he has learned 1 or 2 and he's here to get further in the competition. He sang Adele's "There's a Fire Starting in My Heart, Reaching a Fever Pitch, and it's bringing me out the dark." Hey. See, let me just point it out.
There's a fire starting.
Professor Kelvin has a strong voice. When he started, I was like, this key where you pick, you go for pitch. We could have had it all. Because he sang it and it was good. Now, Rolling in the Deep is a song that you could sing low in tempo, slow in tempo, or fast in tempo. And of course, the judges expressed themselves. Omawumi gave him a no, Richasani gave him a yes, and Nice gave him a yes. See, I kind of feel like a Nice is just following the crowd with the judges to be saying, oh, you were nervous, oh, you were this, you were that, your voice did not do. He just gives what the others mostly say, and it was not giving professionalism to me. Now, what I expect from somebody like Nice as a judge is to look for the artistic part, look at the artistic part of the contestant. That was why I wish he was on the auditions, like from the episode 1, right? This is episode 3 or 4, and he's just here giving words that I don't really understand. But of course, with 2 yeses, Professor Kelvin moved to the next round. And then next we had Yella, who was also in the previous season. She said she almost got to the top 10. She's 24, and then she sang No One, I Just Want You Close. Alicia Keys. The thing I would say about her voice is that it's way too plain, had quite a number of flat notes, and I wished rather that she had put a sense of herself into her voice and her singing. Everybody has a unique sound, a unique tonal self they put in their singing, and she didn't do that. The only thing you'd know is that the raspiness in her voice gives a unique tone to her voice, so she should apply it to her singing. There was a good growl though, and of course a good grunting, so it was really nice to hear. She got her yeses and moved to the next stage. Next was Cobo, who works at a payment service company. She's here to show that she can communicate with people's hearts through her voice. Her song was This Is Me. This Is Me from The Greatest Showman. That song is a very powerful song.
I won't let them break me down. I know that there's
one thing you would know about her voice, Cobo's voice, is that her voice is melodious, it is beautiful, it is smooth, it is strong, it gives you an expectation of the range she would possibly have, which she didn't really explore. She was very casual. Of all the contestants, she was the most calmest when she was singing. That's something I know, I recognize. Even the judges had to say it. She got a no from omawumi and got 2 yeses. At this point, I started feeling like omawumi is giving no's because she knows the other 2 will give yes, and any other judge who gives 1 yes and we get 2 no's, the person ends up giving that yes because they know the other 2 judges will give a no, and the contestant will not move to the next round. But all in all, Cobo's singing was beautiful. I cannot wait. Her voice sounds like a voice that will sound very good when the full sound system is on. Now, next was David Garland. It's his real name. He is an event manager from Lagos, and he sang looks like we made it, look how far we've come, my baby,
Long way when you got your song.
Can I be honest? When he started singing, I just told the person who was sitting beside me, I don't like this boy voice. And that was because it wasn't giving anything. It was a good singing, but there was nothing. It was empty. But over time, he started singing in, like, it started coming up. And that was what Richasani said. That initially he wrote him off, but he needed to listen to the guy. And when the guy continued, it started becoming beautiful. So it was like from 0 to a 60 for him. The judges gave him a yes, and he moved to the next round. Next person was Precious Patrick, who is from Abia State. He's a professional recording artist. He writes and records his own song. He wants to be remembered for the messages he sends through his singing. And he sang this song, Tell me, how am I supposed to live without you?
How am I supposed to live without?
That song, let me be honest, this guy had a lot of spaces that I felt were flat. Now, I'm not a professional vocal coach, blah, 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 but I could recognize those things when I hear them. The times he would go out of it, at some point I was saying, this guy no change key like this, or he just come back, because that was how he sounded like. But of all the male singers we've heard so far, he has a unique sound, and that's another thing that could push you further in a competition when the tonal sound of your voice is different and unique. He got his yeses and moved to the next stage. Now, of course, we then had 4 people who also sang. They didn't mention their names. One sang, and the first guy, I've seen him in competitions. The next lady, I've not seen her. She sang well, and the other 2 people sang well. The last guy who sang, I really liked the artistry with the guitars. It was really beautiful. I mean, that's the kind of person I really want to see in a competition. And they all got yeses and moved to the next round. We then had Stevie, who was the last contestant for tonight. He is a teacher, an ex-teacher who just resigned because he wanted to focus on his professional singing. And then he sang, hey, what's this song go? Hey, God, I have forgotten.
Some people live just for...
This boy's voice is good though. He knows that he can sing. His fashion sense is sensing. His singing is singist. He sang well. The keyboardist is a good keyboardist, and it was really nice to watch and hear. They got yeses. At some point, Nice was like saying, I wish I could give this guy 2 golden tickets. All of them, I'm going to carry golden tickets. They go. And that was when I noticed that the platinum tickets don't finish. I think it was only 3 or 4 or 5 that they had for the season, and it was finished. Because to me, the first girl, Gracia, and this guy, they deserve platinum tickets. But voila, it's done, and they cannot continue. Anyways, guys, that's all I have for you on this particular episode of the Nigerian Idol Season 9 2024 edition. I hope to see you next week when the theater week starts. We want to see how these housemates get to blend, whether they have duets or they don't. But of course, with the sound system, we're going to enjoy it. So I'll see you next week.